This presentation introduces the Pressure Equipment Directive, or PED, which is officially known as EU Directive 2014/68 EU. It's a recast, meaning an updated version, of the earlier Directive 97/23 EC. The PED sets out the rules for the scope, classification, and conformity assessment of pressure equipment throughout the European Union. Essentially, it ensures that all pressure equipment meets essential safety requirements before it can be CE marked and placed on the market. Pressure Equipment Directive, or PED, identified as 2014/68 EU. Essentially, PED is a piece of European Union legislation that regulates the design, manufacture, and conformity assessment of pressure equipment and assemblies before they can be sold within the EU market. The directive applies specifically to equipment with a pressure rating greater than 0.5 bar. The current version of the PED was adopted on the 15th of May, 2014, and became fully applicable from the 19th of July, 2016. This directive aims to ensure the free movement of pressure equipment across EU member states, while maintaining a high and consistent level of safety throughout. The timeline for this PED directive began in 1997, with 97/23 EC, which became fully mandatory across the EU by 2002. To modernize these safety standards, the EU introduced a major recast in 2014 under Directive 2014/68 EU. This new framework brought a critical update: an updated fluid classification system aligned with CLP regulations. On July 19, 2016, this directive became fully applicable. The 2014 recast of the directive, now known as 2014/68 EU, brought some significant updates while retaining the core safety requirements and classification tables from the previous 97/23 EC version. One major change was aligning the framework with the new legislative framework, or NLF, specifically Regulation 765, 2008 and Decision 768, 2008 EC. This alignment modernized the legal context to ensure greater consistency across EU legislation. Another key update involved fluid classification. Group 1 fluids are now defined according to the CLP regulation, which replaced the older Directive 67/548 EEC. This shift brings safety classifications in line with the more current classification, labeling and packaging standards. The recast also imposed clearer obligations on economic operators, explicitly detailing the responsibilities of manufacturers, authorized representatives, importers, and distributors. This helps ensure accountability at every stage of the product life cycle. Terminology was updated too, with terms like EU type examination and EU declaration of conformity, replacing the older EC phrases, reflecting a more consistent EU-wide approach. Assessment modules, which are part of the conformity assessment procedures, were renamed to match the NLF system, from A through to H1. Finally, the directive expanded its scope, growing from 21 articles to 51, now organized into 7 chapters, providing a more comprehensive and structured legal framework for pressure equipment safety.